when they try to defend the series, they're like, "Look, it's different from Star Trek, but if you just enjoy it for what it is, it's still good." No, no, it is not.
She was not just running through the streets, Dodge was charging through the streets. And previously, Dodge had made a Dodge journey to see Picard. And because she's quick on her feet, she was Dodge darting through the streets of Paris as well. At some point, she's going to fight some ninjas because she needs to dodge Avenger. Her
Oh,
Thank you.
okay, wow.
I'll be here all podcast.
So I'm on glass 3 or 4. I don't know. I've lost count already.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Back Up a Second. I'm Dapper Stormtrooper bringing order to this podcast and the galaxy. I'm here with the Crazy Fish and Bach, and they're going to be talking about Picard again today. Bach, go ahead.
So I watched episode 1 of Star Trek Picard.
So I have not seen any of the episodes of the show, despite being a very lifelong Star Trek fan. And I was very disappointed with the first season of Discovery, and I haven't watched any Star Trek since.
I haven't seen Discovery.
Because I hear it's only been getting worse.
Well, you're in for a treat, Dustin.
Because it got better?
No.
Damn.
No, it didn't.
All right. So tell me about episode 1 of Picard.
Yes. Here's what I'm going to do, Dustin. We're going to start at the beginning.
As most stories do.
And we're going to talk our way through the episode based on my notes that I took down while watching it earlier today. Now, just so everybody knows, I have seen most of the season, but not all of it. I've seen up through like seasons or episode 6 or 7. So, starting on episode 1, it opens up with shots of space.
Okay. All right. We skip a bit, brother.
Oh, okay. Well, no, it's a cold open. We hear the song Blue Skies.
Really?
I assume
Mr.
sung by
Yellow?
Frank Sinatra. Blue skies smiling at me.
Oh, nice. All
right, with shots of space. And then we see the Enterprise. We zoom in to 10 forward, where we see Picard and Data playing poker.
Wait,
and they're old.
Is this Enterprise D or E?
I don't know. I didn't write that down. I just know that they're old. And they're playing poker. And
they're playing poker in 10 forward?
Yes.
They always
Data is old too?
It looked like 10 forward. I don't know. I'm guessing.
Well, okay, that doesn't make sense because when they did, well, Picard didn't really play poker, but when they did, they never played in 10 forward. They played like in somebody's room.
Well, it looked like they were in 10 forward because they were.
I mean, no, I believe you. I'm just saying that's dumb.
But they're playing poker. And, Picard and Data, they're talking to each other, and Picard tries to do this whole big thing about how Data has a tell, but it's not really a tell because Data's like trying to psych him out. Whenever Data doesn't do anything, that's the tell.
Okay.
Otherwise, he like dilates his one eye. Anyway, they're playing poker, and like Picard doesn't want the game to end, so he's like stalling. And then Mars is outside the window. Like suddenly they're at Mars.
Okay.
And it's exploding.
Like the whole planet?
Yeah, starts blowing up. Little explosions everywhere.
No,
So
okay, but not like
Death Star.
Yeah, not like Death Star exploded. More like
no. It's like
that doesn't help.
You see it out the windows, and it's like little explosions everywhere.
Gotcha. Okay, so Mars is exploding.
Mars is exploding, and Data and Picard are there. And then Picard wakes up. Turns out this was all a dream.
Okay, so Mars did not explode.
Right, and Data is still dead from Nemesis.
Well, I was thinking it was like a flashback or something.
That's
why I was like mad that they were playing poker in 10 forward. It was like that doesn't make any sense. But
no, we can't be that.
I guess it was. I mean, dreams are weird, so you're allowed.
So Picard wakes up, and number 1 comes in and licks his face.
What?
Number 1, his dog.
God, Brian.
He's a
Is that the dog's actual name, or is that just something you... Okay.
That's what Picard calls him, is number 1.
Wait, does Picard call him that, or that's the dog's name?
That's what Picard calls him, so I assume that's his name.
Okay, all right. Okay.
So he comes in and licks Picard's face. Turns out they're in France. They're at Chateau Picard, completely ignoring the fact that it burned down off screen in Nemesis.
Well, apparently he rebuilt it.
Apparently, this is 2397. It's been
okay. So what is that, like 15
like
years after Nemesis,
or something like that?
20 years. Okay.
I don't know. When did Nemesis happen? Fact checker.
We're looking it up.
Okay. So yeah, he looks out the window and there's like all these people, vineyards. Suddenly cut to Greater Boston.
Greater Boston.
Yes, that's what it says in the subtitle. Greater Boston.
Greater Boston. Okay.
We're introduced to two young adults staring lovingly into each other.
I couldn't think of anything more Star Trek than that.
Exactly. We find out later that the girl is Daj.
Okay.
Doesn't matter what the boy's name is because he dies.
Wait. Wait.
You gotta say the line, Dustin.
Back up a second.
Thank you.
So we have Dodge
and boyfriend
and Dodge's boyfriend. Okay.
Yeah, staring lovingly into each other's eyes.
Okay. Or are they like are they like on the street?
No, they're in like Dodge's apartment.
Okay.
All right. So final verdict from Wikipedia is that Nemesis took place in 2379.
2370.
Okay,
so 18 years prior.
18 years. Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dodge and her
so
boyfriend
they're staring into each other's eyes. They're just chatting. You find out that Dodge has been accepted to the Daystrom Institute. She is a fellow in artificial intelligence and quantum consciousness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Technobabble. I wrote down the technobabble.
That's not terrible. I mean, that's not bad technobabble. That makes sense. Artificial intelligence and
also they're drinking from giant wine glasses.
I mean, I can relate. So.
Like those comically large wine glasses where like the glass part is the size of their face.
Nice.
Well, it could be synthahol. We don't know.
I don't know. They do mess with the replicator for a bit because the boyfriend goes over to mess with the replicators. When suddenly a bunch of mysterious people instantly transport in. I'm going to call it Insta-transport or Instaport.
Okay.
Good portmanteau. Good portmanteau.
They Instaport in, and like as one of there's like I don't know, like 4 or 5 of them. As one of them is teleporting in, like in the process of teleporting, he's also throwing a knife that then sticks in the boyfriend's chest.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
He dies.
Okay, you weren't kidding about Dodge's boyfriend's name not mattering. Okay. All right.
And then they try to like
who are they?
They're mysterious.
Well, I mean,
they have helmets and stuff.
They have. Oh, so we can't tell who
they're
they
wearing
are.
Like all black, and they have like.
Okay. They're all. Were they all black? Were they wearing like motorcycle helmets?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Ninjas.
Or ninjas.
And so they transport, and like one of them is transporting in mid knife throw to throw into the boyfriend's chest.
So you're telling me that she knew to start throwing that knife as they were being transported?
I guess.
And they're going to be precise enough.
The very first second after they transport in, dude's got a knife in his chest.
Okay.
And he's dead.
He won the round. He won the initiative. So.
Yeah.
They immediately go to beat up on Daj.
Okay.
They put like this weird scanning thing over her eyes, and they like scan her. They're holding her down. They bash her head on a table.
Okay.
And they scan her, and then one of them is like, she hasn't activated yet.
Okay.
And then they immediately start interrogating. Like they ask. Here's one of the questions they ask: is where are the rest of you, and where are they from? And she responds, Seattle. But they don't believe her, and they put a bag over her head.
Good to know that Seattle, Tacoma survived the World War III.
But then she activates because they're like, she hasn't activated yet. Let's beat her up, and then she activates.
So were they trying to get her to activate?
I don't think so, because when she activates, she kills them all.
What?
Yeah.
What does she do?
She beats him up and kills him.
Like
ninja fu stuff, kicking him and weird kind of stretchy moves and stuff.
wait,
Like
okay.
kicking up by her face and all that.
Hold up. Okay.
Back up a second.
Yeah, back up a second. Really gotta push that. Okay. So they come in, instantly kill the boyfriend before they even know they have the right person.
Yep.
And then put a bag over her head, and they're all worried that she's going to be activated. So I want to be very clear about what happened.
No. First, they determine that she hasn't activated yet.
Yeah.
And then they put the bag over her head.
Okay, so
causing her to activate.
So here's my question.
Uh-oh.
If they could transport precise enough that that person could be throwing a knife mid-air to make sure to hit that guy, why don't they just transport those two out of the apartment and right into a prison cell?
I don't follow this, Destin.
I'm just saying, they can obviously transport in with precision enough to line up the instant death kill. So, I mean, obviously, they don't care. Because before they verify anything, this dude's dead. They're going to kill him. They don't care.
Right.
So they obviously have no qualms killing people.
It does presume that not only do they know where these two people are, but they know their exact positions because the guy's lining up the shot as he teleports in.
Exactly. And if they're just going to kill him, why not just transport out of there, put him in a prison cell, then kill the one dude because you don't care about him, and then just now you have her in a prison cell, and now you can worry all you want about activating and where she's from and all that fun stuff.
That's a very good question, Dustin.
Perhaps teleporting instantly, quote unquote, activates whatever that means at this point.
No. It's like putting her into stress is what activates her.
Okay.
Because she activates in self-defense and kills them.
So if that's what activates her, why did they put a bag over her head?
I don't know.
Okay, so I'm downgrading them from good ninjas to bad ninjas.
It's just poor planning. Anyways, so she kills them all.
Yeah, she beats them up. Kills them all.
She doesn't kill him, beats them up.
Well, and kills them.
Oh.
We find out later because she explicitly says that.
Oh, right. Hey, okay.
And then she goes and cries over her boyfriend, dude, and suddenly has a vision of Picard, his face suddenly showing up in front of her. Right, and that's her vision. And then cut to title sequence.
So she, okay.
That's our stinger. That's our intro to the series right there.
Okay.
Poorly executed ninja and smash cut to Picard.
All right.
Got it.
Then what happened?
Well, starting with Picard on the ship. And
that was incidental. You have to start with Picard because it's called Picard.
Right.
Required.
And Data. Even though Data's old.
For some reason.
After the credits.
Okay.
We are still in France at Chateau Picard. There's this excellent traveling push shot into, across the vineyards to the chateau. And then we hear this dramatic, mysterious piano music. It's really cool. And then we get this cut dissolve to Picard and number one walking through his vineyards.
Number one, again, it's the dog.
The pit bull, yeah.
Okay. All right. Just being clear.
No, the real number one doesn't show up till episode 6 or something.
Oh, okay. All right.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Yeah, Are we avoiding spoilers?
No. I like saying spoilers.
No one is worried about spoiling this.
Okay. Good.
It does that all on its own.
So they're walking through the vineyards and stuff, and then at one point, number one, found an animal or something. So Picard crouches down, starts speaking French to it.
Wow, I gotta give him credit for the first time they actually had Picard speaking French.
And the dog grunts in response, and I assume that what the dog is really saying is, "I don't understand your crazy dead language." And Picard is like, "Don't pretend you don't speak French. We practice."
He doesn't actually say that.
That's an actual line from the show. I wrote it down in quotes.
God damn it.
If he regularly speaks French, the dog would understand French.
Well, also in the original series, Spock explicitly says that, doesn't he, that French is an obscure ancient language?
I mean, it's possible.
I believe that's an exact.
I mean,
quote
listen,
from
I'm an
Jim
American. I
Carrey.
already think French is an obscure language.
So then we meet Jean-Luc Picard's Romulan caretakers. There's two of them. There's Lara and Jaban.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm sorry. Hold up. He has Romulan caretakers.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're caretakers, like he's infirm and they need to take care of him.
Oh, they look after him.
Okay, so
Okay.
clarification
Yeah.
on the fact for the fact checking. It's not Spock who says it; it's Data, and he calls it an obscure language. Picard objects to this, and Data is about to make a remark as to why the French language is obscure, but there's some sort of distraction, and so it is never really touched upon.
So it's Data who calls it obscure.
Yes, it's exactly.
All right.
You know,
guys.
typical Data with a lack
Yeah.
of tact.
Yeah.
Because
I maintain my
Robot.
point.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. So wakes up Romulan caretakers. I have heard there's lots of Romulans in this, so I'm just gonna push past.
Oh yeah,
that.
there's lots of Romulans.
Okay, so there's Romulans for some reason. Okay, what happens?
Okay, so we find out that Picard hasn't been sleeping well. He's been having weird dreams.
Okay.
We also find out that he's preparing for some sort of interview.
Okay.
Right? We don't know what the interview is for yet because we get a brief moment where Picard goes to the replicator. Do you know what he asks for?
Let me guess. Tea, Earl Grey, hot.
You're close.
Tea,
Okay.
Earl Grey, cold.
Tea, Earl Grey, decaf.
Oh,
But he
that's
doesn't
nice.
say hot.
Nope, he says decaf. Also, the words codger, coot, and geezer are all used in this scene. Really close to each other.
All right, I don't mean. Okay.
There's also Lara, the one Romulan chick, makes it a point to remind Picard to wash his hands because apparently in 2397 they're still dealing with the coronavirus.
Well,
Hey,
if
you know what?
people
It's a
don't
good
friggin'
message.
start washing their hands, then yes, we will be.
Like they make a point, the way I forget the exact wording, but it seems like Picard doesn't normally wash his hands.
Okay.
So it's like they regularly have to remind him.
Well,
Anyway, then we get to the interview. And as they're preparing for the interview, like there are lots of heavy hints that Picard has something from the past that he doesn't want brought up in the interview. Right? And
like how is it hinted at?
Well, like Lara, for example, says just remember the past is in the past, right?
Wait,
Jaban,
who does
Lara's
she
the
say
one
that
Romulan.
to? Yeah,
Picard.
but so if he doesn't want to talk about it, why is she telling
They're
him and
they're
not the person
psyching him
who's
up.
gonna
They're
interview?
prepping him up for the interview
Oh, okay,
because he's all nervous about it.
gotcha.
Supposedly, like he doesn't want them to ask him about like why he left Starfleet.
Okay, so why is he agreeing to the interview?
I don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
But this is the first interview he's done
Since what?
since he left Starfleet.
Oh, okay, all right.
Right, and they're like, don't forget who you are. We haven't, right? And they're trying to be all inspiring.
Yes.
And so then they go into the interview, and it happens that this is the anniversary of the Romulan supernova.
Okay. See,
The one
that's.
that destroyed.
I mean, this is probably a good time to mention just like how annoying it is that now they're bringing in like the movie timeline into the new timeline. I mean, it's not wrong. It's just annoying that we can't separate ourselves from those movies now that actually happened.
Well, they only mentioned the supernova. That's the only thing that happens proper time.
Yeah,
have
but
to
I
actually
mean,
keep
like, still annoying. Anyways.
So the interviewer decides to grill Picard on the fact that he called out that we should help the Romulans.
Okay.
All right.
He was-
Also, for reference for everybody, the supernova in the Romulan Empire is in 2387, so that's 12 years prior to this point.
Okay.
Oh, this
Just
show is
10 years ago.
2397, so it's 10 years.
According to this, it's 2399.
99?
Yep, that's what Wikipedia is telling me.
Oh, okay. Then maybe I'm wrong.
You frequently are. Continue.
Sure. So anyway, the interviewer is asking Picard about him like calling out to help out the Romulans,
I mean,
you know,
that sounds like a
relocate
very.
them
I mean,
outside of the supernova range.
it sounds like a very Starfleet thing to do. Like,
Yeah, and Starfleet for the most part goes along with it.
Okay.
Right? The Federation, they choose to help and support, you know, because there are millions of lives at stake.
Right.
Right.
Well,
And this, we get in
probably
the trailer, the
billions. Because
interviewers
I mean, there's
no,
two.
millions. They say millions.
Really?
Yep.
Not billions.
Nope.
Okay.
And the interviewers like Romulan lives and no lives.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
That's in
Alright.
the trailer, I believe.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
I've seen
And
that.
then apparently,
So this is the scene where he's getting grilled.
yeah. So
Okay.
at first, like people were all for it, and then apparently some people were speaking up and were like, "Oh, better to, you know, we shouldn't be aiding the Federation's oldest enemy."
Are they really the oldest enemy?
I don't know. That's what
Before
the
the
interviewer said.
Klingons? Oh,
Yeah.
anyways.
Oh,
But,
they hated the Romulans during the whole.
I mean, you know, I guess I could see the debate, but whatever.
So we find out in this interview, we get a lot of
Okay.
right. We find out that Picard like spearheaded this operation to relocate Romulans outside of the supernova. Right.
Okay.
People in the Federation were like, "We should."
Who in the Federation was like that?
People.
Yeah,
Okay.
they were wearing these red hats to say "Make the Federation Great Again."
Yeah. They give a number: 900 million Romulan civilians have to be relocated. Picard starts getting nervous during this whole interview because it seems like they're getting up to something that he doesn't want to talk about. At one point, the interviewer says that trying to relocate 900 million Romulan civilians was more ambitious than building the pyramids.
Why?
Picard suggests that Dunkirk is a better analogy.
It would make sense. But
what does the pyramids have to do with anything?
I don't know.
We're talking about the original, like Giza pyramids, not like some sort of weird space pyramid.
Right.
Do the pyramids still exist at that time?
Yeah. What? Of course they do.
Well, I'm just.
They're the pyramids.
Well, I know, but they survived World War III and all that, and
who would nuke the pyramids?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not like Napoleon's around.
I mean, there are cities surrounding the pyramids at this point.
True.
One city.
One city. Okay.
Yeah, it's a really big ass one, but
yeah.
Anyway, then
okay.
So then the unimaginable happened.
Okay.
And like Picard is like silence. He's like, oh, there's a pause and ominous silence. You find out that this is when the rogue or the synthetics on Mars went rogue, and they dropped the planetary defense shields and hacked Mars's defense net. Thus causing the rescue armada to be wiped out. And the Utopia Planitia shipyards to be completely destroyed.
Okay.
Thus igniting the atmosphere of Mars and causing it to still be on fire today.
Brian, please stop. Hang on. There's a lot to go here. Hang on. Okay.
Where'd I lose you?
The synths hacked the defense grid of Mars. That's about where you lost me.
So a group of rogue synthetics.
Okay, what are rogue synthetics?
Synthetics that aren't following the rules.
They're synthetics that do sneak attack damage?
Yes.
No, I meant what? Okay, describe to me what synthetics are.
Synthetics are androids.
Okay. So
but not like data androids. They're dumb androids.
So why aren't they called androids?
Because they're synthetics.
But I know they're synthetics, but why do people call them synthetics instead of calling them androids?
Because they're different than data.
Well, I mean, you can have an
They don't have intelligence.
Okay.
They just do what they're programmed to do.
Okay,
except for ignite the atmosphere. So
everything. Well, I mean, obviously not. So I take it they rebelled. There was some kind of new AI life form after that, right?
I don't know. They're rogue synthetics, Dustin.
Okay.
And they dropped the planetary
I expect
shield.
that. Yeah, I will expect that this comes into this matters later, that they explore this. So I'm going to drop it. So they hack the Mars defense.
Bold of you.
I mean, you can't just be like, oh, by the way, we have a bunch of synthetics doing our work, and then they
Don't
gained consciousness, rebelled, and in a science fiction series, not address that.
Oh, it's okay. We get a scene later on, and
A scene?
we get a scene showing this happen.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It doesn't give us any more information. It just shows it happen.
So why didn't we just see the scene instead of the exposition report? Okay, anyways, sorry.
That's a good question. Very good question.
So it ignited the Mars atmosphere.
Yes, the stratosphere.
The stratosphere. How does it ignite the does that ever explain?
So there were flammable vapors in the stratosphere that were ignited by the explosion of the Utopia Planitia shipyard.
Why would there be flammable?
Because it's pollution, Dustin.
Why is there pollution on Mars?
Because you're building massive ships. You're building starships.
They're building them in space.
In orbit.
In
the stratosphere.
Yeah.
Around Mars.
That doesn't need to be pollution. They don't use polluting energy sources.
Flammable vapors.
Why are there flammable vapors in Mars? Mars is terraformed.
Shipyards.
Right.
People live on Mars.
To interject with science,
yes.
Igniting the atmosphere was something they were actually concerned with when they developed the atomic weapon bomb, mostly because gases have a much higher rate of combustion at higher altitude. This is the concern that they had.
Okay.
So this is sort of based on science, but again, Star Trek science. So they heard the term and they applied it to the nth degree.
Okay.
So theoretically, an atmosphere could combust. It's just that this is the least farcical part of this plot line. So I suggest you carry on.
All right.
So. And it's still on fire today.
Okay. Wait. A second.
Now that's ridiculous. So it's a post Gulf War I Iraqi oil well metaphor. Okay, got it.
I love that. That was perfect. Wait. This does follow some science. Followed immediately by it's still on fire. When you say still on fire, do you mean like literally it's been burning for 12 years?
Apparently so.
They know that the planet was red before, right? It might be out.
I say
okay.
They should have been washing their hands. That's all I have to say about
the
that.
synths or the people on the ship?
Everybody on Mars.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Next question.
So anyway, we find
Wait. No, we're not. We are not done unpacking this.
Neither am
we
I.
are not done unpacking this.
Neither
you also said it destroyed the Armada. Why was
the Rescue Armada?
The Rescue Armada. Okay.
They were building the Armada for Picard to go and help the Romulans.
Okay, so a few questions come up with that. What was wrong with the existing fleet in the Federation that could be used? That's
their normal fleet.
Okay.
This is the Rescue Armada.
Okay, it's the Rescue Armada.
Specifically built to relocate the 900 million outside of the supernova radius.
Well, why couldn't they just put in, I mean, this is an important thing. They could put in existing ships to start, and then they don't have to build an entire fleet just to do. Like, do they not understand you can make round trips in space?
They don't even understand that they can move in 3 dimensions.
That's true. Okay. Well, no, Khan didn't understand that.
Nobody does until you see Riker doing it from future Enterprise.
Okay.
My argument to mitigate that would be the fact that any society that can replicate matter, essentially change energy into matter, might as well decommission and recommission ships to best suit the needs of the times immediately.
I mean, I guess, but it's not like it's still not immediate. It's not like give me 100 ships tomorrow. Like we have seen that in series they can't just do that. So I guess you would have to build ships for that. But I'm still confused. Like why this destroy the entire Armada? Were they just building stuff and then putting in a parking lot like it's a car factory? But whatever.
Well, the shipyards does.
The shipyards, yeah.
It was a chain reaction that ignited the entire space atmosphere.
And why was it? And why were they all being built at Planitia shipyards?
The Utopia Planitia shipyards?
Yes, that.
Because Mars.
Okay. Anyways, all right. Sorry. I'm sorry I stopped. Let's just keep going.
Okay, so we do find out specifically that 93,143 lives were.
Okay, that's a very specific number. But does that ever become important?
No. But the ban on synth. The ban on synths does become relevant.
Okay. What about the?
So as a result of the synths attacking and effectively destroying Mars.
Wait. So hang on. Tell me more about this ban on synths.
I'm doing that
Okay.
right now.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'll stop.
No, as a result of this attack, there's now a ban on creating synths.
Okay.
Nobody is allowed to make synths anymore.
Okay. Which since being androids. All right. What about the ones that were existing? Like what happened
Picture
to them?
me doing a big old shrug right now.
What?
Picture me doing a big old shrug right now.
Okay.
The ones that already exist, I don't know.
So,
maybe they destroyed them.
they destroyed them?
I don't know. They don't say.
This is standard trope stuff here, Dustin. Of course they committed genocide on an entire species.
No. This is science fiction. You have just set up, you have artificial people being treated poorly, gain consciousness, rebel, thus proving that they are conscious.
Whoa.
What?
Nobody said anything about consciousness.
You just said they rebel.
That does imply agency.
I mean, that implies that they have a will of their own.
I believe I called them rogue synthetics.
Okay, they went rogue synthetics. However, that implies that they have a will of their own. And
Does it?
Absolutely it does.
Yes. If I tell you to do something and you say, I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to do that, that is a will of your own.
What if they were programmed to go rogue?
Then they're not going rogue. They've been compromised.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
They don't do sneak attack damage then.
So
anyway,
to me, that's like the interesting science fiction story right there is we have rogue synths. What do we do with them now? They're proven they're conscious. Like now, what do we do?
Not a original trope though. I mean, there are several.
No, it's not original, but I mean that is what I would expect from a science fiction show.
We don't have time for that, Dustin. We got Romulans to fight.
Okay. All right. Anyways. Okay.
Anyway, so they're still in the interview.
We are only 20 minutes into this episode.
This is all, yeah. We're still in Act 1.
Oh, God.
But not reached the call to adventure yet.
Right.
All right.
And I'm pouring another glass of Jacques Daniels.
So the interviewer asks if Picard, she asks if Picard ever lost faith in Data. Because Data, being an android, artificial intelligence.
Okay.
And because the synths did what they did, she's like, did you ever lose faith in Data? And Picard, in what I assume is a beautiful mirror to the line from Harry Potter.
What?
Picard says, never.
Never?
Never.
He never lost faith in Data? Not the time that he took over the ship? Not the time that he sided with his brother Lore and almost killed him?
Nope.
Not that time that he almost joined the Borg because they gave him skin?
Nope.
Even I remember that.
Well, that was a movie, yeah. Like
never.
I mean, okay. He might just be saying that for the interview. I'm not going to assume maybe that's good
sincere.
Writing. Yeah.
And throughout the rest of the episode, he seems pretty connected to Data.
Okay.
So anyway.
All right.
Turn the page.
We're on page 2 now?
Page 4.
Okay.
We're
anyway, so now the interviewer has gotten to the point.
We're still in the goddamn interview.
Yep.
She's gotten to the point that Picard had feared the most. And she asks about Picard's resignation from Starfleet.
Okay.
And she pressures him, and he's like being all nervous and resistant.
Yes.
And
as Picard is only like a frigging, what was he, an admiral at the end?
Yeah. He's an admiral.
Yeah, he's not used to dealing with anything having to do with pressure at all.
Well, I
Right,
mean, he
right.
is in
So
his
she-
90s at this point.
Yeah, he's like 93.
Yeah, of like in the 24th century, that's like 45.
Okay, I guess you got a good point. We did see Bones when he was like 123, so
Yeah, that's true.
so you got a good point.
So anyway, she asks, and she presses really hard. Why did you resign? And he's like, because it was no longer Starfleet.
Wait,
And then he
what?
goes off on this like big old rant about how Starfleet is no longer Starfleet. And he takes the perfect opportunity to assert his masculine dominance by calling her my dear.
Oh,
No!
He says,
okay.
quote, you, my dear.
Oh.
And then goes on and calls her out on not knowing what Dunkirk is.
Wow, how dare you not know what this theme from 400 years ago was?
And like goes on this rant about how she's ignorant.
You know, I mean, people like Gen Z are like, we make fun of her not knowing what Simpsons was 30 years ago. He's gonna go off on something that existed 400 years ago.
So
I don't even know Dunkirk.
Equivalent 17th century.
17th century. I mean, I don't expect most people know about 17th century battles.
Was Dunkirk 17th century?
No, it's the equivalent. It's the equivalent.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
400 years ago from us was 17.
Oh, okay. Anyway, while he's talking about this, while he's like completely calling her out on her feminine ignorance.
Oh.
Okay, I think you could go a step farther. I think we could chalk this up to Picard being like, old and her probably not being old.
Sure.
It's the 24th century, man. I mean,
hashtag not all men. Thank you.
Okay. Anyway, while he's going off on his rant, we get a visual cut to Daj walking through the rainy streets of what we assume.
Okay, so wait, I don't think
Boss.
maybe I missed it, but I don't think I actually explained why he resigned from Starfleet.
Because he's pissed off about Starfleet's reaction to the Romulan supernova.
But they were going to save the Romulans.
They were, but then Mars exploded.
Okay.
That is a great phrase. But then Mars exploded.
So
and then
Starfleet
people in the Federation were like, we don't need to spend our resources helping our oldest enemy, the Romulans.
But they were going to.
They were.
Do they not have?
They're not going to spend twice the resources after half of it got blown up.
Yeah, they just lost like entire fleets.
Hey, they're too busy trying to make the Federation great again.
And Mars. They lost Mars.
Well, that's true. They lost Mars, so is there like the Federation been weakened because they have their own planet they need to rescue?
Oh.
Well, Mars. I mean, it would be the kind of the equivalent of us sending a rescue fleet to, say, oldest enemy, Russia, and then San Francisco blows up.
That pants. That's scans.
Yeah.
Which probably would have done it during the Cold War.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't know if that would do that now. Like, if we prepared a giant fleet to go help some Russians, extract themselves, and then San Francisco blew up, we wouldn't be in a position to help them.
Why should we be helping Russia?
I'm actually saying, okay, this kind of makes sense. What I'm asking is, does the series address this? Like, is the Federation visibly weaker because Russia? I got me talking about Russia because
San Francisco.
Up. Is the Federation lacking on resources? Is there
not noticeably?
Not notice. I mean, what about the other shipyards?
I don't know. They're fine.
So why don't they just build the fleets there?
Because they had already started.
Okay, let me ask you this. Are they still evacuating people from Mars after it exploded?
No, Mars exploded. It's done with.
Okay.
And that was 12 years prior to the beginning of the show.
Okay, so here is my point. There is no reason they wouldn't still have the resources to help the Romulans after helping themselves.
Sure.
True, but then the supernova probably already happened.
Yeah.
Oh.
My understanding
was
the
Romulans, Dustin. Romulans are our enemy.
Yeah, space drow.
This is very, very Federation Starfleety. Okay. And wait, so it's
Well, that's just it, Dustin.
but
That's why he left.
Yeah, but Starfleet is. I mean, Starfleet is more than just Earth and the solar system. It's made up of hundreds of different species, right?
Well,
Like,
sure.
Why?
Yeah, but it's kind of human dominated, Dustin.
It's not human dominated.
Have you looked at us? We're kind
No,
of
it's human, Vulcan, and that other race that nobody ever remembers.
Yeah, those other Michigasso races.
Yeah.
No, but
Actually,
I mean, like,
plus you're also, Dustin, you're approaching this from a very mid 24th century mindset.
Maybe.
We are in the late 24th century.
Yeah.
But I mean,
we are 3 years or 1 year maybe from the turn of the century.
I know, but there are there's hundreds of different species, all with their own home solar. Maybe some of them live in the same solar system, but we won't get into that. But hundreds of species, hundreds of planets. One planet, one shipyard goes out, and we're just like, that's it. We can't help anybody.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, again, how often do you see a spaceship like the Enterprise crewed by more than races other than humans?
Okay.
Or Vulcans?
I mean, we can't go by what we see necessarily. We have to go by what we're told. And there are hundreds, because if we go by what we see, I mean, there's budget constraints. They can't make every single person look like a friggin' alien. Okay,
budget. This is CBS, Dustin.
I'm talking about like old Star Trek.
Whatever happened to show not tell? Dustin?
Yeah, I know, but there are practical constraints.
Let's move on. Let's assume that the Federation as a whole decided that it was better to recover from their own catastrophe, which apparently was significant enough for some of them to feel that they could no longer help the Romulans.
That's
their oldest enemy.
No, this is an important concept. Like,
Dustin,
how bad was the damage?
I think that's
pretty bad.
Like,
I think that's the point, Dustin. Is that Picard
of Mars?
Yeah,
this is still on fire.
This is a dumb premise that only Picard is the one that thinks they should still help other people.
I doubt that, but I'm pretty sure that Picard was the highest visibility and the highest ranking person who objected to it. I'm sure there are other people that thought that it was wrong. However, as we know from typical history, that doesn't necessarily mean that other people aren't going to visibly object and resign their commission.
I know, but I mean, like, there's other species.
Are you telling me you're supposed to understand that Picard is justified in his anger?
Yeah, but it's stupid. Like,
yes,
everyone else took a stupid pill. Like, there's still the Vulcans, and they're just fine. Like, they could be sending their own ships.
I feel like the Vulcans are the least likely to help the Romulans, considering as they are a offshoot of them that rejected everything that the Vulcans stand for.
Yeah, but they were.
That's my understanding.
No, there were at the end of the series. There was active talks about reunification.
Not anymore.
That was before Mars exploded.
And let's not forget this. At the end of the Dominion Wars, the Romulans and the Federation were, they were allies.
Dominion Wars?
Yes.
What are you doing, Dustin? Dominion Wars.
There was this giant war in the Alpha Quadrant that you may have heard of called the Dominion Wars, and the Federation and the Romulans were on the same side.
You're talking old Trek, Dustin.
No, that is not old Trek. And then there was Star Trek Nemesis, where Picard himself and the crew was on Romulus, and they were having talks. Spock was on Romulus, talking of reunification. There were
that was before
there were several indications saying that peace with the Romulans was possible. And you're telling me that everyone in the majority of the people in the Federation said, screw that, we're not going to go for peace because we had a bunch of malfunctioning toasters blow up Mars.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done.
And the Romulan supernova.
Okay, I'm done. Let's move on.
So anyway,
I had to say, okay, yeah.
Picard is ranting at the interviewer.
Sorry.
We have not escaped from the interview yet. We'll get there at some point. We'll move on from this plot point.
All right.
And then while Picard is ranting, we get a visual cut to Daj walking through rainy streets, what I assume is still Greater Boston. And she walks past a TV store, I assume, because
Wait,
she
back up a
sees the
second.
interview
She's walking
in the window.
Oh my god.
She
Oh my
sees
God.
the interview with Picard in the window and recognizes him
Oh
from the
my
vision
god.
she had of his face.
Please tell me you're joking. You just made up this scene. There was
What with her seeing the Picard interview on a display screen in a window?
Yes. Like
Nope.
not like a TV store. No, the TV store part.
Oh, I don't know. It's a display screen in a window, so I assume it's a TV store.
Probably like a bar.
Okay.
No, there were multiple screens.
It's a sports
Yeah, sports bar.
Anyway, she sees Picard's face and recognizes him from her vision.
From her.
And then cut back to Picard in the interview.
Wait.
And he's super pissed off, so he walks out.
Hold up, back up a second. Let's explore some continuity here. Okay. So this isn't even like Star Trek. This is just like writing. Okay. So we
continuity. What is this? Star Wars?
Yes. Okay. Let's not.
Nope. Stay on task.
Yeah.
Stay on target.
So we have Picard being interviewed because he is a famous
retired admiral
who said we should help the Romulans. Mm-hmm. So obviously he has been in the news before.
Oh yeah, I mean he's Picard,
right? So I'm just saying, and then
it sounds like this is his first interview since his resignation, which happened 12 years ago.
But I'm just saying, like people may have been talking about him 12 years ago.
Do people talk?
And they would like show his his service picture or whatever.
Okay, how old is?
Yeah, everybody knows who Picard is.
Okay, everybody knows. Never mind then.
So why?
I mean, Jean-Luc Picard.
No, I mean you can't. Not everyone would know Jean-Luc Picard. I can't name the commanders of any of America's, friggin' aircraft carriers.
No, but you can name the captain of the Starship Enterprise.
This because it's a TV show. Okay, I see where the stupidness is going. Okay, Picard's famous because Picard is famous.
Because Picard's awesome.
Yeah. So, anyways, you've created a world where Picard is famous, and this person sees him.
She's like, okay, this interviewer is grilling him, just absolutely mercilessly grilling him.
Yeah.
As you do.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, like, why does Dodge look at him and say, "Oh, I recognize him from my vision," not, "Oh, that's that one dude who loves Romulans."
Well, she kind of recognizes them both ways because later on she has a line about like, "Oh, I didn't recognize you because of the interview. I recognized you because you're an awesome person," or something like that.
Wait. Also, Dustin, the point of the scene may not be to say, "Oh, she recognizes Picard," but "Oh, she knows where he is now."
I suspect that there were some editing hijinks going on.
Wait.
Because later on in this episode, we get another scene of Daj running through city streets.
Is she ramming people as Daj goes?
No.
Wait.
But there's no reason. Well, we'll get to this later.
And also,
through the streets.
Also, Adam, your comment of now she knows where he lives. Like,
not yet.
Are you telling me they don't have white pages in the future?
No, of course not.
Well, actually, she does find him pretty easily because, like, literally the next shot.
Okay, let's move on then.
Okay, sorry.
Let's move on. Let's Dodge charge on full.
Picard gets pissed off and walks out of the interview.
Okay.
Act 2. All right, now we're back in France.
Oh shit, we've entered Act 2.
All right.
Picard is sitting outside on his like porch or whatever with number one, and he's drinking from the biggest glass of wine you've ever seen. Like the way the camera angle is shot, the glass is as big as his head.
Wow. Okay.
Like I don't know what it is, but like every time we see a shot of a glass of wine, it's Brian, a massive.
Remember
glass.
When I said about production costs? They could only afford one set of wine glasses.
They're just using the same
They're
glass.
just
So
using
they
the
use
same-
these wine glasses in Daj's apartment, and then also for Picard's
Like-
chateau.
Obviously, the replicators only have one design for a wine glass.
I've placed a picture of the wine glass in question into.
Like, do you remember the fish bowls from the Ambassador?
I'm looking at the picture now. It doesn't look that big.
Are you looking
Pretty
at
large.
the camera angle?
Yeah.
No,
Pretty
that's
large.
not the right camera angle.
All right.
Like the
Anyways.
way the angle is, like the glass, the bulbous part of the glass is literally the.
Okay. Anyway, so he's drinking
Anyway.
from. So we're slowing down. He's drinking the wine because he.
And
blew
then
the
Daj
interview
shows up. Daj is there
at his chateau.
at his chateau in France.
Wow.
And like there's this whole big thing, and like Dodge is like, "Do you know me?" And there's a whole bunch of bad dialogue.
Well, it is Star Trek.
Yeah. And so Dodge is like trying to explain what happens. Picard's like trying to calm her down. And then Dodge explains that she keeps seeing Picard's face, like in visions. So it's like this has happened multiple times
Oh.
at this point.
Okay.
And so they like have
And-
their little conversation.
And so does Picard be like, "All right, excuse me, while I call, Federation Mental Services"?
Oh no.
Oh,
Picard believes her
why?
because he feels it. He feels something inside. He recognizes her.
Wow. I've always because that's Picard.
Like Daj and Picard, they like
he just
recognize
never
each
thinks
other.
logically, and
They can
Yeah,
tell
he is
that
very
there's
much a gut
this
action
connection. And
guy.
Daj even says, there's a line. She says, "Everything inside of me says that I'm safe with you."
oh,
Weird.
whoa,
That's a weird thing to say.
That
Yeah.
is that's a line. Okay,
So they take her inside.
who's they?
Well, Picard and Lara and
Oh, the Romulans are there.
Yeah, the
Romulan
Romulan.
caretakers.
Picard offers Daj
Okay,
some tea.
okay. Is it Earl
He
Grey
says-
hot again, or Earl Grey?
No,
decaf
Earl
again?
Grey never fails.
Okay, all right.
So then they chat for a bit. There's this really lovely, heartwarming conversation.
okay,
Picard and Daj, right? And the main focus is we notice this necklace that Daj is wearing
okay.
that she says her father gave to her. And there's a symbol. It's just think two rings just
Mhm.
interlocking with each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's the symbol. That's it.
Okay.
So like
So what?
2/5 of the Olympic symbol. Got it.
And,
Yeah.
And Picard. Okay.
Picard's just like, he notices it. And like she takes it off and shows him.
Wait.
Right. And then at one
Wait, why
point
did
she's
she
like,
take it off and give it to him.
I don't know,
Oh.
writing. Because he wants to get a better look at it. And
Why
he
does
needs to
wanna
have
get a
possession of
better
it.
Look at it.
Because he needs to have possession of it later on
It-
in the episode.
But this. Wait. He hates. Okay. So she has a necklace her father gave her, and
Mhm.
now she's giving it to somebody else. Okay.
Yeah. So
Right.
it's very clearly established that Picard has possession now.
Does
of
he
this.
recognize like the
No.
symbol as something?
Nope.
So it's just two rings interlocking. Is there something special
Mhm.
about it?
Oh.
Oh, for crying! Okay, sorry. Moving on.
And like there's all sorts of weird dialogue. Like Daj at one point is like, "Have you ever been a stranger to yourself?" And Picard's like, "Many, many times."
What?
I don't know. That's what they say.
Okay.
I suspect it's referring to the fact that Picard was once Borg
But why is she saying that?
because it's poorly written.
Okay. There we go. All right. Anyways.
Alex Kurtzman, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. It's good writing there, Kurtzman. Good job.
So what is this girl's name again?
Daj.
Daj.
Please don't ask me to spell that.
Daj is how I'm spelling it.
Okay, sorry. All right. So they're having a
So anyway,
conversation.
they decide that they both trust each other, and Picard at one point says, "If you were dangerous, number one would let me know." And they have this heartwarming bond. And this is when they establish that Picard still has the necklace. All right, they specifically establish that, so I assume
just-
it's important.
All of the things about it, like Picard just kind of going out there and putting himself out there based on a feeling, and having a dog, trusting in a dog, it just doesn't make any sense.
Anyway, the next morning,
All right.
Picard wakes up. He looks out his window. There's nobody in the vineyard. No drones, no people, no nothing. Except Data.
All right, so it's another dream.
Data's out under a tree painting.
Okay.
He's old.
Why is Data? Okay,
Yep,
just
keep going.
production. Like,
Because the actors
yeah,
are old.
Okay, that's fine.
Picard walks up and Data turns to him and says, "Would you like to finish it, Captain?" There's a long pause and Picard says, "I don't know how." And Data says, "That is not true, sir." And as Picard reaches for the brush, it cuts away and he wakes up because that was the dream. And now he's really waking up.
How mystical.
Yeah, that's typical Star Trek.
By the way, the painting, we do get a shot of the painting, but it's unfinished. But we'll get a better look at it later. Because Picard recognizes the painting and he wakes up and it turns out he fell asleep at his desk. And he immediately stands up and looks at the wall behind his desk where he sees the painting that Data was working on in his dream.
Oh, okay.
And it's a girl with a white hood and white cloak kind of looking off into the distance, looking away from the view of the observer.
Picard has
looking at crashing
Picard
waves.
has a painting that Data made.
Yeah.
Huh, interesting.
Why not?
Okay.
Seems that's
I don't know.
And we also find out that Dodge has left, right? She ran off.
Why did she run off? I thought she trusted
Because
him.
I don't know.
Do we find out why she ran off?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
But not really.
Oh, we'll just all right. Go on.
It's
We'll come
because
back to
I
it.
guess she didn't want like him to get hurt or anything, but it's weird because there's some editing mistakes that happen.
Wait, she doesn't want him to get hurt. Why did she go seek him out?
It's weird because she eventually goes back to him because she wants to protect him.
I did think of something.
Mm-hmm.
How much time has passed since Dodge's boyfriend was murdered and then she killed all those guys?
Don't understand the question.
Well, okay, so like Picard is visiting the Federation, right? Or is he visiting Starfleet headquarters?
He's in San Francisco.
He's in San Francisco. So about how much time has passed between him
Well, he
visiting
had
San
just
Francisco-
decided to go to San Francisco.
Right. He had
So
just
like,
decided.
okay, so Dodge went and like found Picard,
Yeah.
right? And they had this
Yeah.
whole conversation.
But like how long do you
That was
think
like
it
that night.
Okay.
And then
So,
the
like-
next morning, and
Yeah.
they make a specific point of saying, like Lara, the one Robin, says that
Mm.
she was up at 5:00 and Dodge was already gone by then.
Right. So it's been like
So it's
Well, I'm
like
gonna
the next morning.
it was
No,
the
no.
next morning. So here's what I'm trying to get at. How long has it been since Dodge's boyfriend was murdered?
I assume
2,
she
3
found
days?
Picard the same day.
Same day?
That's what they seem to suggest. They don't indicate
Okay.
any passage of time.
Oh, okay. Because here's where I'm going with that. There are 5 bodies in an apartment someplace.
Oh, we'll
And
get to
I-
that in the next episode.
Okay, so that is addressed.
Yeah.
Okay. I am glad because there's like
Do you want to know
Federation-
what happens? Or do you
We'll
want
I
get
to
to
mean-
that eventually.
just assure me that is addressed that there are 5 bodies from a murder scene on Earth and the whole planet should be freaking out at that point. So just tell me that's addressed.
Well,
Oh God.
That answered all of my questions. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll save that for next time. All right. Picard
Oy.
decides he's going to San Francisco.
Picard decides he has to go because he finds out that Dodge left, ran off, and Picard is like, I have something I need to do, right? Because he had that dream.
And you had the necklace still, yes.
No, and the painting, right? The
But he
dream
still-
about Data.
See, that's the part I love is that she disappears in the middle of the night without her father's necklace. Like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Picard still has it.
Okay. Yeah.
Obviously, she has no emotional attachment to anything, Dustin. Not a
Except
boyfriend, not a
Picard.
necklace. Just
Except
Picard.
that necklace was given to her by her father. And there's also
Yeah,
some
no, she has no
memories.
emotional attachment to that. Just a nonagenarian wine drinker
I mean, I don't-
who
about
speaks
that.
obscure language.
I'm loving this because I just thought it was going to be like terrible Star Trek. This is just terrible writing in general. Like,
Were you expecting anything else?
well, sometimes people are like, when they try to defend the series, they're like, look, it's different from Star Trek, but if you just enjoy it for what it is, it's still good. No, it is not. Like, even if the name of the show was not Star Trek, this is really bad writing. Okay. Anyway, sorry.
So,
Picard decided to go to San Francisco.
cut to San Francisco.
Okay. I'm going to San
Starfleet-
Francisco. Cut to San Francisco.
Yeah.
Please tell me it actually bothered to put on the screen San Francisco.
Well, it
after
shows the Golden Gate Bridge.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So-
And it says Starfleet Archives.
All right. Okay. Yeah, that's all right.
And then we get a cool little technical babble talking about how the quantum archives are locked in stasis and only Picard has access to his vault.
Okay. Maybe
So they make a point of saying nobody else can access Picard's vault, only him.
So why is it at Star? Why would they have something like that?
Because he's a
nobody else
Starfleet admiral. Of course,
Well,
he's going to take advantage of what Starfleet has to offer.
I mean, that's fine, but why would they have something that only he can access?
Because it's personal storage. This is like storage for his personal things.
It's a storage unit.
Yeah,
It's a storage unit.
It's
with a
his
quantum lock.
Why
Yeah.
wouldn't he just have that on his chateau?
Why would he pay for an extra one when Starfleet's going to give it to him for free?
Well, why wouldn't, if Starfleet can't access it, why wouldn't Picard just put it on his chateau? It's not, I mean, okay, someone just suggested in the chat, it's presidential library. No, people can go and access presidential libraries. Nobody can access except Picard.
Again,
Unless he gives them permission.
I feel like it would detract from the chateau aesthetic to have a storage unit on site. So, why not? It's not that obviously not that difficult for him to go from France to friggin' San Francisco.
Never
Well, I mean,
mind
I
that the
assume he can't-
chateau burned down off screen at the start of Nemesis.
I'm willing
yeah,
to
he
believe that it's
rebuilt
been
it.
rebuilt.
It's been 12 years.
Sure.
Well, 20 years since it was rebuilt.
But it's a good thing that Picard had all his valuables stored in San Francisco and not at the chateau.
Yeah, because he's got a storage unit there. Much more secure than a random ass French chateau.
San Francisco's not going to burn down off screen like a chateau would.
Or Mars.
We're going to see that shit on screen.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Like when a giant starship crashes into... Oh, that's a different timeline. I'm sorry.
that's Kelvin timeline.
Anyway, so they're at his personal storage archive.
Uh-huh.
And there's this hologram called Index that's like giving the exposition for us.
Okay.
And Index makes some kind of quip.
Okay.
I forget what the quip is, but she makes a joke. And Picard's like, "Is that humor?" And Index says, "We're trying something new." And Picard says, "Don't quit your day job."
Right.
That
She's
is-
a sin.
that's-
Got it. Moving
That
on.
is hilarious. Awesome.
Because Picard doesn't care about artificial life forms.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Not like they blew up a planet 12 years ago.
Anyway, we get a shot of the inside of Picard's storage unit.
Uh-huh.
First thing we see is a batleth
Of course.
and a
Why wouldn't we
dagger,
see a-
some sort of Klingon dagger.
Wait, this is his personal storage?
Yeah,
So
he's
why
got a
does he have
batleth.
Why? When
Why
did he
not?
ever get a batleth?
I don't know. He's Picard. He does a lot of stuff off screen that we don't see, Dustin.
It was probably like a ribbon cutting ceremony where they gave him an honorary batleth.
Did he
or
cut it?
something.
Did he cut the
The
ribbon?
Klingons gave him an honorary batleth.
I like to think he cut the
ribbon.
ribbon with the batleth.
That's fair. Yeah, symbol of
Kapla.
friendship, blah, blah, blah. Believe me, I've seen more ridiculous shit when I was inside.
Okay, all right.
We also
So-
see various, awards, certificates, and books and stuff. And also the
Yeah.
Captain Picard Day banner
Ooh.
is
Picard Day
hanging.
banner?
It's hanging prominently inside of his storage unit.
Wait.
The one that all the kids made for him.
Oh, was that the episode where he gets trapped in the elevator?
Because Picard doesn't like kids.
Wait, well, I mean, people can change.
Right, but he
Like-
kept the Captain Picard Day banner. All
Also,
time.
the fact that he doesn't know how to deal with kids like on site doesn't mean
Yeah.
that he
He gets like
actively
visibly upset.
dislikes kids.
So he keeps the Captain in Picard. Okay, here's the part that makes that super funny. Okay, so presumably, not only did he keep the banner,
Mhm.
but then when the Enterprise D crashed on the planet, he went to the trouble of making sure they still had that banner
Oh, it's all stored in the replicator database.
He might have already put it there to begin with. It might have been off the ship.
Yeah.
I can't imagine Picard saving that. It must have been like an archivist or something.
It was
like,
apparently very meaningful for him.
I'm trying. I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to justify this in my head. Okay, so an archivist saved it, maybe as a joke.
No,
Later,
this is personal storage.
well, no. Like,
Nobody
at
except for
first-
Picard has access to this.
Well, follow me. He saved it as a joke, brought it out a few years later, and said, "Hey,
He's
Picard,
like, I'll show those
Captain."
kids.
Yeah,
I'll
guess
hold
what?
on to this. They'll
Yeah,
never
I-
see it coming.
I saved this for you, and by then Picard was like, "Oh, well, I can't get rid of it now," and then sends it.
Yeah,
to his
now those
personal
kids are like 50 or 60 years old.
Mhm. He's so because he's so fond of them, he sends it halfway across the planet.
Yeah, that has to be one of the two things. Either it was so meaningful to him, he got it off the Enterprise and sent it back to Earth, or it was so meaningful, he took it off of the crashed starship.
I say Troy did it.
That seems reasonable.
That seems legit.
Troy, perhaps with the help of Dr. Crusher,
Yeah.
sent it ahead and said, hey,
Remind
hey,
you.
put this in Picard's storage. Trust me, he'll be fine with it.
But it's his personal storage. I would think he'd have some say. And then you said his
Display it
display.
so he can see it as soon as he walks in the door, right after he looks at the batleth that he has on display.
Maybe that's the point. Maybe it's like he goes in there, he has it on display, he sees it, and he goes, this is a bunch of shit.
I knew I hated children for a reason.
Yep. And then he goes through the shit with the cynical outlook that banner inspired.
God.
Yeah, it's his power animal.
It's his power. You would think he would save like more significant stuff from like
his flute.
His flute, the countless things he may have accrued when talking to new species when he was being an ambassador, something he really seemed to excel at and enjoy.
No.
Maybe the combination of the teleporter that like turned them all into children, thus guaranteeing immortality. Maybe that's
Captain Picard Day.
Captain. Okay, I'm sorry. Is there anything? Actually, let's salvage this. Was there anything that looked like it might have been from the Stargazer?
There was perhaps a model of the Stargazer.
You know what? I'll allow it.
There were two ships. There were two ships that he had models of them. At first, I thought one of them was the Enterprise, but then I realized it wasn't because it had 4 nacelles instead of just 2.
So I'll give it to him. Actually, the batleth is still more baffling to me. Like the batleth and Klingon knife. Like I'm trying to figure out why that would have been significant. What did he do with a batleth and knife that was ever significant?
Maybe it's so he didn't forget about Worf.
What?
I don't know. You don't want to forget about Worf.
Well, I mean, help me out. Was there something significant? I mean, he did stuff with the Klingons, but nothing with a batleth and knife.
Maybe he really liked Worf.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I bet everyone's kind of like had a kick out of the Picard Day banner, but the batleth and knife to me makes even less sense. Like, here's this guy who's a diplomat, and what does he put in personal storage? 2 weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the Picard Day banner.
Maybe that's what it was. The weapons were for every time he sees the Picard Day banner.
It's like one of these days.
Yeah. One
of these days I'm going to use this batleth.
All right. Moving on from storage.
Okay. So he's in storage because we're not moving on yet. Because he needs to retrieve something. And so apparently this Starfleet archive storage has like a transporter based storage aspect to it.
That's kind of a cool concept.
Because he punches in some buttons on a keypad and like this package materializes in front of him.
Okay.
Right. And it turns out this package he's summoning is another painting.
Okay.
And this one is just like the one that he has hanging on behind his desk, but instead of the girl in the painting facing away from the viewer towards the crashing waves, now the face of the girl is facing towards the viewer, and you can see her face clearly. And it is very obviously Dodge.
Okay.
Yep. And then Picard is like, oh no. Like he realizes. And so he summons Index and he's like, give me information on this picture. And Index tells him all the information. You know, this painting was painted by Commander Data in 2369.
Okay.
And it's one of a set of 2 paintings, one of which was gifted, or they were both gifted Picard, right?
Okay.
And so Index tells him stuff he already knows. And then Picard is like, what is this called? What title does this painting have? And Index looks at him and says, it's called Daughter.
All right, hang on a second, because before we get to that, because that's kind of
the part where we're already at. Yep, go ahead.
All right, okay. There's like a very obvious way to go with this, but there's actually some now a little thing that I'm confused on. I thought this was Picard's personal storage.
Yep.
Why would he not already know the name of the painting?
The painting that was gifted to him by his supposedly best friend in the whole world? Good question.
And why did he choose the one where the girl was facing away instead of the one that was facing him to hang in his shed? Like, it was obviously, I mean, he knows enough about this painting. No, there's 2 paintings and it's the exact same painting. I guess I'll hang one up and put the other one in storage.
Yeah, but I'll hang up the one where I can't see the girl's face.
Yeah. And not to mention, what was the name of the one that he had hanging up?
They don't say.
Was it called Mystery Not My Daughter?
I don't know.
Like,
I assume it's also called Daughter.
You would think, right? And you would also be like, Data, is there something you need to tell me? Like,
well, he can't because Data's dead.
Okay, Data's dead, but I'm just saying, if you got 2 paintings called Daughter and it's clearly not Lol, Data's daughter, then I would be like, right? Data, did you make another daughter and not tell anyone? Because I kind of freaked out the first time you did that.
Oh, it gets better, Dustin.
Okay. It gets better?
It gets better.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, Daughter.
It's his name, Daughter. And so I was going to ask, was it gifted to him or did he get him as, like...
it was a gift.
So he got him ahead of time.
It was a gift. The painting, we know when the painting was painted. Painted in 2369.
Well, yeah, I mean, he might have painted it at some point, but then gifted it to him later. Especially if
now,
it was like
I don't know where 2369 sits in the timeline for Star Trek Next Generation.
Adam, help us out. We need a fact check because they screwed up the timeline again.
Star Trek Nemesis was in 2379.
2379.
And in the real world in 2002.
Okay.
So 10 years before Nemesis, Data painted this pair of paintings called Daughter and gave them both to Picard. And Picard decided to hang one of them up behind his desk and to store the other one away out of sight.
Well, why would he need 2 of them?
I know, but they're both called Daughter. Like that.
One of them shows her face, the other one doesn't.
That would raise so many alarm bells. Like, I'd be like, Data, did you make another daughter? You need to tell me these things. So obviously,
Data, you know better. What have we talked about?
Like, do you not remember last time what happened?
Did you forget the meaning of the words cascade failure?
Oh yeah. So obviously it's going to find out that Data apparently built another android in secret.
Oh no.
No? Oh.
I'd also like to point out
Data died.
Yeah. Dustin. I'd also like to point out on this table here that it does give me the star dates. So that Nemesis is 56400 through 56899. Not that that's super relevant, just a fun fact.
Okay.
Adam, I don't speak your crazy moon language.
Space language. And it's not mine. It's the Gene Roddenberry. So talk on that.
Anyway, Act 3.
Act 3. Okay.
My God.
Cut back to Paris.
Almost 1 o'clock in the morning. We've hit Act 3.
Jesus. I did not
Cut
think
back
it was
to
gonna take this
Paris.
long.
Dodge is running through the street.
Mm-hmm.
Why
Is
is she
she,
running through the street?
charging through
I
the
don't know,
street?
but she stops to call her mom.
Wait,
As one does.
wait, wait.
I'm waiting.
She is in serious trouble. Someone killed her boyfriend,
Yep.
Uh-huh.
and she runs away. And instead of going to like her parents,
Well, she went to Picard
yeah, I know. What?
Dodge took a journey. It was a
and then
Dodge
ran
journey.
away from Picard. And now she's like back in the city streets somewhere.
Oh my
She is
god!
Dodge darting through
so
the city streets. Got it.
Stupid.
I assume it's Paris because they showed the Eiffel Tower.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's either that or Vegas. So we'll assume Paris. Oh my god! So then she calls her mom. Oh,
She calls her mom.
okay. No, I'm
And,
sorry.
like,
It didn't
explains-
occur to me that she had a mom and dad.
Oh, she
on
has a
the
mom.
planet. Why did she not go there instead of to Picard?
Editing.
Okay, editing.
So she like crouches down in some alleyway
Okay.
and calls her mom.
As you do. That's where I called my.
Like, why wouldn't she call her from Chateau Picard before she leaves?
Because she doesn't want to put Picard in danger
From her mom?
from anyone.
Okay. But her mom is fine.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just
Things
we're so
get
clear.
weird with her mom.
Man, this gets okay. All right.
Okay, so Dodge calls her mom
Okay.
and explains that she doesn't want anybody to get.
Okay.
Her mom insists that Dodge goes back to Picard. But then Dodge is like, what? How? I didn't say anything about Picard. And her mom like completely gaslights her. And it's like, no, oh, you must have said something.
Okay.
You must have mentioned Picard at some point.
All right. So
You should go back to Picard.
So her mom's been taken over by the Terminator. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
And like, but we don't know because her mom is like, just focus. Find Picard. Just focus. And then Dodge like gets triggered again.
No.
And like
Brian,
suddenly is able to
Focus is a
hack.
Ford brand.
What?
Focus is a Ford
Focus
brand.
is for not.
No.
Dodge.
Dodge is suddenly able to like hack into computer systems and is able to find Picard, even though we find out in the next scene that she needs like super high security clearance to be able to track Picard's location.
So how did
But-
she know where he was in the first place?
Because her mom was like, you need to find Picard, and suddenly Dodge was able to do all this cool hacking stuff and find Picard.
I mean earlier in the episode when she found him on his chateau, how did she find him? If you have to hack to find somebody.
Well, everybody lives somewhere, Dustin.
Picard's in the white pages.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I assume, but then we just
Like where would you look? Where if you were trying to find Picard, where
I
would
don't
be
know.
the first
I'd
place
go back
you
to
look
the freaking house I was just at where I saw him.
other than Chateau Picard?
I'll tell you what, though, she'd have to be pretty Dodge intrepid.
Okay, we're done.
Oh, we have yet to begin. Are you Dodge challenging me?
Oh, God.
So anyway, Dodge's mom completely gaslights her on how she knows Picard.
Okay, so she's either
And it's she like her mom
or she's
insists,
not that.
like straight up insists, like you have to go back to Picard.
do we see her mom?
Yeah,
So
like in
on
the view
camera.
screen. In the view screen of her phone call.
Oh, when she calls, she sees her in a view screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the future. It's all fake.
I mean, I'm assuming. Like, how did?
But like her mom's like, no, you have to go back to Picard. You'll be safe with Picard. And so suddenly Dodge knows how to like hack into the location systems and is able to find out exactly where Picard is.
Okay.
Cut to San Francisco. And Dodge confronts Picard.
Wait, what?
Wait.
Yep. Next scene, we're in San Francisco and Dodge finds Picard.
So how did she find him?
She hacked into the system
Sorry.
and located.
Let me clarify. I understand she found his location, but I mean, like, did she like walk up to him while he was in Starfleet headquarters, or
Well, he was outside.
outside Starfleet headquarters?
Yeah.
Why was he outside Starfleet
Francisco.
headquarters? He went to.
He was there to visit his archives.
I know, but he was done. Why would he not just
Yeah.
transport home? It's not.
Well, he
You
was,
don't
maybe he
have
was
to-
on his way to the transporter.
You don't have to walk to the airport in the future. Like you
You
can
gotta
just
walk
be
to
like,
the transport. Maybe he
You gotta
wanted to do
walk
some
somewhere.
sights. Maybe he wanted to see that really steep road that curves back and forth.
okay, sorry. Continue. So
There's a lot of sightseeing to do in San
so he
Francisco.
just walks out of the archives.
Yeah, he's walking around and Dodge suddenly
did he
shows
bring the
up.
painting with him, or he just
No.
left it there?
No, he left it.
Okay, all right.
It's safe. It's secret.
Shit.
So Dodge finds Picard in San Francisco.
Right.
And she finds him because she was afraid that Picard might be in danger.
Well, I thought she
Yeah.
was looking. I thought she was okay. So this is
Yeah.
what you were saying before.
Yep.
She seeks out Picard, leaves. so
She
he's not in
left.
danger.
She ran off because she didn't want to put other people in danger.
Why did she? Okay,
But now she has found Picard
so
because she was
why
worried he
does-
might be in danger.
why was she worried he might be in danger?
I don't know.
Like,
It's a
Women's
great
intuition most
question.
likely.
if I didn't trust my mom and she's telling me to go find somebody,
I do have a line of dialogue written down in quotes here.
what is the line?
Oh,
I
God.
know stuff now.
What?
Dodge says, I know stuff now.
She has hacked the internet, Dustin.
Okay, so
Yeah.
she's hacked
Or-
future internet.
She's been awakened. Like whatever she is, she
Yeah.
knows stuff.
This
She
is-
knows how to find people. She knows how to kill people.
Not-
and, like,
Not
defend
just
herself.
kung fu. She knows stuff.
She can hack.
stuff. This is just such hacky writing. Like, there's always like you're allowed like one or two lines to be a little mysterious, like in the beginning. But this is just like over and over and over again. Like,
Yeah, suddenly
I just
she
feel
knows
like I can
stuff,
trust you. I know stuff.
and she can hear stuff a block away. But that's a really like supposed to notice it.
It was a throwaway line.
Yeah, she's like, I can hear stuff like a block away.
Okay, so she is a robot.
Well, yeah,
Okay, but
she doesn't know it yet.
okay.
Just anybody with common sense.
I mean, at this point, I would be, if I was watching this, and right now I'm saying, okay, Data apparently built a robot in secret. I think.
Oh,
that's
if
kinda
only it were
think-
that simple.
I think that's kind of a dumb, but
If only
it's
it were that
possible.
simple,
That-
Dustin.
okay. Of course, it's got to get more convoluted than that.
If only.
Okay.
So Dodge is all like stressed out and confused
But I thought
She's
she
thinking
knew
she's
stuff.
a
Why
freak.
is she confused? She knows stuff.
because
now.
she thinks she's a freak because she knows stuff. And Picard is like, no, I think you may be very special.
Is he like humoring her? Because again, Federation mental help.
Well, he tells her all about Data.
Why? Why
Tells
does
her
he-
all about the painting because
Why?
apparently Picard has this huge thing for Data.
Why? Why does Picard have a huge thing for Data?
Like apparently like Data was the most important thing to ever happen to Picard ever.
He's a latent robosexual. It's okay. It's the 24th century, man. Get
It's
with the
because Data
times.
sacrificed his life for Picard. So of course Picard's gonna like
I mean,
retcon things.
I guess, but I mean, they weren't particularly close. Like, it should have been called Star Trek Geordi, like, because that's who Data was.
Star
close to
Trek
on the other-
Geordi.
Yes.
What?
Yes, that is what it should have been. Because
What?
Geordi and Data were the best friends on that show.
Oh, okay.
You're assuming that the writers of this new show care.
Or I've watched old Star Trek.
Yeah.
You're right. I mean, well, I will give them that. If they've only ever seen the Star Trek movies, you would think that's Picard and Data. Oh, that's another time Data f***ed up. Was his Star Trek Nemesis? I forgot about that.
I mean, when he sacrificed himself?
No,
Yeah, I'd call
no,
that
not
a fuck up.
Nemesis. Insurrection. Star Trek Insurrection, where all of a sudden he malfunctions and starts shooting at Starfleet officers.
Oh,
But, you
forgive
know-
and forget.
I never lost faith in Data.
Never. Like there's that line, like I said,
Okay.
it parallels the Harry Potter Snape thing, right? Where Snape says always, Picard says never.
Interesting.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds like a stupid throwaway mysterious line for the trailers.
Anyway.
Okay, anyways.
Picard and Dodge are talking. Picard's telling Dodge about Data and how awesome Data is, and tells her about the painting and how he believes that Dodge is Data's daughter.
Why?
Well, he did see the face, right? That's the thing. Is that
Yeah, it's her face in the painting.
it's her face in the painting that Data did.
Okay, so that's kind
That's
of
the link.
And so he suspects that somehow in Dodge was triggered a sort of positronic alarm bell.
Oh God.
That's a quote. Positronic alarm bell.
Huh.
Dodge insists, no, I was born in Seattle. My dad was a xenobotanist. He bred orchids. He spliced 2 genuses of orchids together and named the offspring after her, called Orchidicea Dodge Onacidium. They were yellow and pink.
okay.
Spliced
Which
2
are-
genuses of orchids together and
Which
named
are
the
a
offspring.
well-known Xeno.
Yeah.
a flower.
He named the offspring after Dodge.
I'm a xenobotanist. I study alien plants. I studied orchids.
Picard replies,
Space orchids.
Picard replies to
Alien
this
orchids.
rant. He says, that's a beautiful memory.
Okay.
Even if it's not real, it's your memory.
Okay. That sounds like something.
And nobody can take it away from you.
That actually sounds very Picardish.
Picard says, if you are who I think you are dear to me in ways that you can't understand.
That is
Yeah.
creepy.
Yeah, he had a thing for Data apparently. Like,
What?
Like, that's what they're building up, it seems, is that, like, Picard had this huge connection to Data, and it was like super like everything Data is all Picard identifies with these days.
got a Data body pillow, shit like that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Dear to me.
If you are who I think you are,
Which is probably Data's daughter.
you are dear to me in ways you can't understand.
Because you're a robot.
I mean,
Robot.
yeah.
Robot.
Yeah, a robot.
That'd be
Robot.
pretty crazy to have another soon.
So they decide that they need to go to Okinawa.
Wait, what?
Oh, I can't even handle this. I'm trying to be. Oh man. So they
Wow.
decide they need to go to Okinawa and have
Wow.
a surfing competition.
Why are they going to Okinawa?
Water ski over top of a shark.
Because Okinawa is where the Daystrom Institute is.
That's right.
And I forgot to mention earlier,
Wait a minute. She's in the Daystrom Institute.
Dodge
She's-
had been accepted to the Daystrom Institute.
Wait.
Oh, wait, hold
If
on.
Dodge is going to be accepted to the Daystrom Institute that studies AI, how the fuck did she never hear about Data?
Oh.
Data would be like the most impressive artificial intelligence the Federation has ever known.
Let me go back a couple pages here.
Yes.
Go point up. Go back a minute.
Yeah.
So she got accepted to the Daystrom Institute, and she tells her boyfriend that she has a fellowship in
Fellowship.
artificial intelligence and quantum consciousness.
What is it? A fellowship in artificial intelligence and quantum
Consciousness.
consciousness.
Quantum consciousness.
She's never heard of Data.
Well, I don't know if she's never heard of Data.
Like,
They don't ever
like
say
was
that she's
Picard just like
never heard of Data.
mansplaining to her, and she just lovingly said, "Yeah, you can explain Data to me." I know
That would
what
probably
Data
be
was."
the theory that
If I was trying to
that
justify
Picard
this.
is mansplaining
Yeah.
everything here and calling her my dear.
No, that was the other guy.
No, yeah. She
Lady.
didn't call- yeah,
no, that's
that was
Picard.
but-
that was Picard. That was the other lady.
Oh,
then.
called the interview. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the interview lady. But
Anyway,
I mean-
they decide that they're going to go to Okinawa,
why? Okay.
to the
so-
Daystrom Institute.
obviously what's going on here is they're just doing really bad catching up the audience dialogue,
Oh no, we're on the verge of a
but it's
climax.
just so bad. What?
We're on the verge of a climax
Okay, all right.
because suddenly Dodge perks up, like she looks off into like the distance. The camera doesn't cut; it just
Okay.
shows her face, kind of looking up suddenly, and it's like they found us.
Who's they? Are they still in San
Obvious.
Francisco or Okinawa?
They're still in San Francisco.
Okay, so they haven't left yet.
And so suddenly she's like, they found us. And the camera doesn't cut away and show anything. It's just, they found us. We need to move now. And they like run off.
Wait, hold up a second.
Well, she knows things now, Dustin.
I know
and
no,
she
that
can hear, like up to a block away.
that is not what I'm questioning because that's science
Okay.
fiction. I get that. Here's my point.
Oh.
Picard just left Starfleet headquarters.
No, his archives.
Starfleet headquarters is in
No,
San
archives.
Francisco. I know.
No, different building.
Okay. But I mean, this is like being in the capital, Washington. This is kind of a secure area.
Not for ninjas who can teleport and throw daggers at the same time. Dustin.
Yeah.
Okay,
Instaport.
Okay. So she says we have to move, and it is. I mean, I would expect Picard to be like, "Hang on, let's go over that building."
No. He doesn't question anything.
Nope.
He just gets up and starts walking with her.
She says they found us, and they like start running off. They find some stairs
Stairs
Okay.
for where?
to go up to the roof of a building.
Why?
Wait, why are there stairs outside of a building?
Have you ever been to a big city, Dustin?
No,
I mean, fire escapes are still a thing, Dustin.
no, you go into a building for stairs. You said
They end up running up some stairs.
You say you wind up running up some stairs.
Yeah.
I guess it's San Francisco, so I guess there's just stairs randomly.
They don't explain it. Suddenly they're running up some stairs.
Okay.
Escape stairs. It's fine.
And they make a point of showing a brief cut to Picard like needing to catch his breath.
Okay, that makes
because
sense.
he's old.
Yeah.
And he's running upstairs.
So I have one more quick question. Just because this is like typical like movies. When they're running away, did they go from a very public area where there's people surrounding them and then cut to a place where it's just the two of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, because they end up on the roof of the building.
They're on the roof.
But why? Why are they on the roof?
I don't know. That's just where they go.
Wait. Okay. Oh, God. Another really dumb thing just occurred to me. They're running up random stairs outside and are suddenly on the roof of a building. Heaven help me. Are they on top of a parking garage?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Dustin, there's no parking garage.
It's a building.
That's why it's about to be really
They ran
bad.
up some stairs.
They ran up random
and
stairs.
And now they're on the roof of a building.
Okay.
And there was a brief moment where they made sure to show that Picard had to kind of catch his breath a little bit.
I mean, that makes sense because we established that he's like
because he's old.
Right? Yes.
He's like 90 something.
Yeah.
Which again is like 45 in the future.
Yeah. Still.
So they're on the roof, and then a bunch of these dudes instaport in, and they're shooting. And Daj suddenly is fighting them, and she's kicking ass.
Okay, back up a second. So again, we're in San Francisco, the capital of Starfleet and the Federation, and a bunch of dudes just teleported in and are shooting guns.
Disruptors.
Disruptors. Nobody's around. There's no like screaming. There's no like security all over the place. Like unauthorized transport detected. Unauthorized transport detected. Nothing like that.
No.
Because I have to imagine if you're in Washington, D.C., and all of a sudden there's some gunfire going around as people were speeding through 90 miles an hour.
See, Dustin, you're assuming that even in just under 500 years from now, that the government has their shit together.
My slightly more sensible counter to this, and this is the impression I've always gotten with Star Trek, is that they have gotten to a point where they sort of forgot about all this stuff. They forgot about like common police work because they're a cashless society that doesn't need material goods.
Don't have cash.
So like a police force is like Mayberry for them. Like they are there to deal with jaywalking and domestic disturbances, not fucking armed battles.
Hey, you transported across the street at the spot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I guess that's my thought.
I know, and that makes sense from like to be tracking people transporting all around and all of a sudden gunfire. You would think there'd be some kind of rapid
disruptor.
response.
That's just it.
Again,
I don't think that. I think that gunfire in that universe, the
Yeah.
equivalent, is so rare that is not. I'm not going to say cost effective, but that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Well,
To
this does
actually
come
have
up
a
later.
SWAT team.
okay. Oh, it does. Okay.
This does come up.
All right,
again
then
in
then I
this
won't
episode.
belabor the point.
All right, too late. Go
Too
on.
late. Yeah, so she's kicking ass.
Wait, I thought you said they had disruptors.
Yeah.
So, God, they're doing it
they're-
again. They instaported in all around them. Why
Yep.
did they just beam them out of there?
No, you're putting too much thought into this.
Okay,
I feel
Here's
like
a
at this
question.
I
point
don't
there has to be a
know.
reason they can't.
Because they're doing some pretty
as much
cool
as they know how to explain
teleportation
it.
fighting style stuff.
okay. Well, let me ask you this: do we ever see any of the people? Maybe you can only transport in, but you can't transport out.
Oh, you can.
What?
They do as part of their fighting style.
Part of their fighting style?
Like
Why don't
part
they...
of the fight scene that comes
Oh.
up a little bit later on is like Dodge kicks one of them over a stair railing,
Uh-huh.
and he's falling
Yeah.
and transports mid fall and
Away.
then reappears back into the fight.
See, this is okay. This is just what I expect from this crew because
Instaporting.
they create these. This is just bad science. This is the bad science fiction part. You create these things and you never think through the consequences, like the way they did, like created like magic blood in the movies or transporting across the galaxy, and then
Again, Dustin. Star Trek in any situation does not think about long-term consequences. My big example is the fact that they found had a teleporter error that turned them all into children, thereby discovering immortality. Is it ever referenced again?
That's a good point.
I could contest that.
That is
Adam.
that
I
is
could
typical
contest that,
for
but
Star
that's outside
Trek.
the scope of this
They-
podcast.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like an accident
Is
that
it though?
wasn't supposed to happen.
Oh yeah, and accidents aren't replicatable. That's not how science works. I mean, half of our scientific progress, like rubber and radar and shit like that, those weren't accidents.
But I
in
mean,
the
like,
in
this
the
is a
service
pretty
of
big
some
thing.
other
Like, if you
goal.
can transport in, you can transport out, and that is established technology that
And they
you
do
should be
both
able to
of
think
those in
about.
this fight, Dustin.
What's that?
They do both of those in this fight.
Yeah, so they could have just locked onto those two random ass people, especially
That'd
when
be
they
too easy.
Well, especially when they made it easy for them. They ran away from a place with lots of people to a place where there's nobody else. Like, oh well, there's only two people on the roof. Bring them over here. Anyways, that's stupid.
So they're on the roof,
Okay.
and Dodge beats them all up.
Okay.
But then there's another one that instaports in, on the top of a staircase, 100 feet on the other side of where Picard is standing.
Okay.
He's really far away,
Mm-hmm.
but it's shot like it's this really dramatic, really tense situation. Oh no, there's somebody right behind Picard, but he's 300 feet away at the top of the staircase.
Okay.
And so Dodge goes running towards him, and it does this weird, imagine this overhead shot pointing down. You see Dodge running, and she does this huge flying jump up the stairs.
Okay.
Yep, and she beats up the Romulan.
Because she knows things.
Obviously, robot.
Oh, not yet.
Oh wait, do we know they're Romulans at this point?
We find out soon, because in this fight that's happening right now, she kicks one of them down the stairs, and the helmet falls.
Okay.
And he lands at Picard's feet, and Picard sees very clearly that this is Romulan.
Oh my God, this is getting even worse. So now it's Romulans running around shooting.
So then Dodge grabs one of the disruptors,
if you will,
making that charging up sound
Wait, she just beat everybody up. Why did she grab a gun at this point?
Beat him up and grabbed his disruptor.
But she already beat up a bunch of other people. Why did she
There are
grab
other
their disruptors?
there's others. They keep teleporting in.
Okay, so there's more people coming.
And so the Romulan that she's about to shoot bites down on a capsule and spits acid at her. And it gets all over the gun. And it gets all over.
Okay, I do remember you telling me about this.
Yeah, I told you about this part. And so it causes her and the disruptor to start melting.
No, you said it was it causes the gun to explode.
Well, it causes them both. I rewatched it.
Okay.
It causes them both to explode.
Is it because she's a machine?
It's because she gets spit on by acid.
Why does acid make her explode?
Because she's an android. So he spits
I know if I have
acid
too
at
much stomach
Dodge.
acid,
It
I
gets
tend
all
to
over the
explode.
gun, and it gets all over Dodge.
Why
and, like,
does he
his
spit
face
acid?
burns and he dies? It's a capsule. It's a suicide pill.
I assumed it was a suicide pill, but why is it acid? Like,
So he can spit it on people.
no, a suicide pill is supposed to kill you. Like,
This
Space
is
acid.
this is a murder suicide pill.
murder suicide capsule. Oh my!
Hey, it's the 25th century, man.
That's a murder suicide. Okay,
suicide
no,
pills of it.
So the
baby.
Romulan dies because he
Okay.
bit down on an acid capsule.
All right.
But he also spit it on the gun and on Dodge, and they both blow up.
Okay.
So, like, it explodes, this massive explosion. And
Okay.
Picard at the bottom of the stairs is blown back like 60 feet, and it shows him being blown back
Oh,
and
shit.
landing hard on his back.
Does it then cut to his funeral?
No,
Okay. Cut to him waking up in a hospital?
stay with me here.
Okay.
So, there's the explosion.
Yes.
And you see Picard getting blown back a significant distance and
Okay.
landing hard on his back and back.
Right. So he's dead.
Cut to a series of flashes in which, like, their vision flashes, reinforcing the idea of what we already know about Data painting this picture of the daughter and it being connected to Dodge.
Okay.
And Picard wakes up. He's at home on his couch, and his Romulan caretakers are there. Jaban says, "You took a bad knock."
A bad knock? He got
Yeah.
blown back by an explosion.
All right. I haven't seen any of this, but I'm calling it.
It's a
Picard's
Picard
dead.
bot.
This
I
is
was
a
thinking
Picard
maybe
bot.
Q is
It gets
thinking
better.
Another end of life.
Yeah.
Oh, for f***ing sake.
It gets
That's
better.
the problem with Star Trek, is that there's so many, yes, it's Q, or there's a teleporter
Oh, no.
thing that
He very
saved him at the
clearly
last second.
landed on his back.
Quantum entanglement.
Like, there's no way he should have survived. But he did.
But he's a 92-year-old
In
man.
episode 2, they even show, like, the one dude is watching a video of Picard being blasted backwards by this explosion. And they don't say anything about it.
Like, dude, you're supposed to be dead.
Oh, no.
Oh my god. So on episode 2, I take it it's like this is a big thing. Like there's this giant explosion.
Oh, no, they don't say anything more about it.
What?
So Picard wakes up at home.
Wait. They put up Picard being interviewed by a rude reporter on multiple TVs, but a giant explosion rocks the capital of the Federation and it's nowhere?
Yep.
Okay.
So Picard wakes up at home. He's
Okay.
on his couch. He's not in his bed. He's on his couch
Yeah.
with Lara and Jaban.
Well, he took a bad knock. It's not like
Yeah.
he's seriously injured.
He
He just took a bad knock.
He informs them that Dodge is dead, but they're confused.
Wait. How does he know that?
Because she exploded.
But how does he know that?
Because he saw her explode.
How did he see her explode?
Because it's the same explosion that blew him back like 60 feet. He saw it.
Wait,
It happened
you're
in
saying
front of his
Picard.
Picard.
Oh, Picard said she's dead.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you said one of his Romulan people.
Oh.
telling
But then the
him that she's
Romulans are confused because they said that the police said that Picard was alone on the roof. And they even looked at the security feed and they didn't see anybody but Picard. I feel like this might be all in Picard's head because he's delusional,
dead. Yeah.
because of that disease that he has
Right. That was.
that will show up when he's old.
Yeah. Or could show up when he's old.
Anyway, the Romulans don't believe him. They're like, well, the security feeds.
Wait. How do they know about the security feeds? Because the police told them.
Yeah.
Wait. So the police just came over, dumped Picard back on the chateau, told his servants what happened, and then it was like, he'll probably be fine. Bye.
Sounds like
Yeah.
standard.
I'm telling you, it's the 25th century. Law and order has gone way downhill
Again,
because
Right,
there's
that's
no
what I'm
crime.
saying. Like an explosion.
They don't know what to do with that.
Even if one where no one was killed, that would be all over the news. That would be like a big freaking deal.
Yeah, I don't know. See, that's just it. Is that the consequences of a giant
Call it a
explosion
giant
are
explosion.
minimal? No.
I
in
mean,
the
this is not
25th
a
century.
firecracker.
Like it
You
didn't
know?
destroy any building.
It blew. Picard was 100
It didn't
feet
even
away.
kill
and
Picard. I mean, how
it-
bad could it have been?
it blew him back 100 feet.
He's fine. He's fine.
What is that? That's good. We can move it faster than light.
A
What is
big
100 feet?
explosion. That's what it is. So, but yeah,
Yeah,
they
see, no one has
totally
any
did
Like
it
proportion.
it's
to
one
him.
of those. If you wanted to, you could like do pixels and everything. You could determine the exact distance he got blown back.
Yeah.
Like they show the entire trajectory.
I'm sure someone has.
Like they build a Picard dummy just to show that.
Well, it's more
explosion.
like you know when they do that, like pull you with a cable really hard.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
Okay. Please tell me it
Hmm.
does eventually explain why the security footage is gone and why it's
Oh,
being
yeah.
covered up by someone.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
they explain it in the next episode. I
Okay.
think.
In the next one. Okay, good.
It's technology, Justin.
Oh God. Okay.
Romulan technology.
So the Romulans, whatever helpers that he has on the chateau.
Uh-huh.
Just go ahead. They're servants, Justin.
Well, I mean,
Caretaker.
are they servants?
I call them caretakers
And why does he have Romulan caretakers?
because he is a friend to Romulans. Because he tried to help relocate them, and they are all like, "Oh, Picard's cool."
You know, it's getting late. I'm not going to address that yet.
Good.
Are
'cause
we,
we have a
is this
couple more
is this
acts to
done?
go.
Like, do we find anything else out other
Oh, we
than
have
that
plenty to go, Justin.
on this episode?
Yeah, I've got 2.5 pages left to go.
Oh my God!
Oh my God.
Okay, for just this episode.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try to hurry this along.
So
oh my
Picard
God!
wakes up.
Yes.
Shaban says, "You took a bad knock."
God damn.
Picard informs them.
Just a bad knock. Oh my God.
I feel like this is like the mighty Python thing. He's like, you fell out the tallest tower.
Oh, saved the last minute.
So Picard informs them that Daj is a synth and that the assassins were Romulans. And he feels really guilty.
Why?
And he decides he says we owe it to her to find out who killed her and why.
And was Picard's response to Jaban, how do you know she's a synth?
No, that's Picard told them that she was a
yeah.
synth.
How does Picard know that she was or he's
Because
just
generally speaking,
Wait,
Dustin, humans don't explode.
Because of the painting.
Well, okay, good point. But here's my other thing. He calls her a synth,
Mm-hmm.
not an android.
Tomatoes.
No, it's not tomatoes.
Synths androids.
No, synths are the automatons that went rogue, and then Data was an android, like a living life form. Like if he really thinks there's a connection, he would call her an android, not like one of those synthetics.
We're getting to that.
Okay, we're getting to that. Sorry.
So he tells them that Dodge was a synth and that the assassins were Romulan. He
Mhm.
feels guilty. And so here's the call to action. Picard decides that he owes it to her to find out who killed her.
Well, this is like really.
And he decides that now is the time to take action because in his retired life, he has been failing to actually live and he's just been waiting to die. That's his motivation to take action.
Okay, this is the point where it's like, I guess it could be good writing, but it's like really bad Star Trek because it's like, no, you don't owe it to her to find out why she died. Like that's not why you want to find out who killed her. You want to find out who killed her because you are a decent human being that just watched someone get murdered and is being covered up. That should be all.
After insisting that he would do everything he can to.
Yeah, that should be all the motivation he needs as a person who believes in Starfleet, or at least old Starfleet. He doesn't need this personal connection bullshit.
Cut to Okinawa, Daystrom Institute.
Okay.
Picard travels to the Daystrom Institute, and he meets with Dr. something or other. Her name's Agnes.
Okay.
That's all you need to know.
Dr. whatever, named Agnes. Okay.
And so Picard is asking her about the possibility of building sentient androids out of flesh and blood.
Why is he asking that?
Because Daj.
Why?
Okay.
Whoa.
Well, okay. From what I was reading from my fact-checking exercises, Dodge is capable of. She was cut. She was bleeding. She had very obvious biological processes. So she is quote unquote flesh and blood, and so his inquiry makes some kind of sense.
Yeah. So she is a flesh and blood android, or as Agnes refers to it, a perfect android, because they appear human inside and out.
So, like, wait, inside and out?
Ooh, flesh and blood.
Flesh and blood. So, like, is it like Terminator, where she's like robot inside and then flesh on the outside?
Not
Sure.
No, it sounds more like Fallout 4, where indistinguishable from biological human.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so Agnes just kind of laughs at this. But then she's like, when she realizes Picard is serious, she's like, well, no, we won't have that technology for like 1,000 years.
Okay, that seems
Picard's
a little
like,
pessimistic.
Well, Picard's
Yeah.
like, well, I had tea with one. So,
Okay.
you know.
So how does Picard know that she's... I guess he's just assuming
He knows. He knows because of Data's painting.
I'm sorry. It's just in my logical mind, I would picture Picard being like, I know she was human. She did some pretty superhuman stuff, so maybe more like alien blood.
Flying up the stairs?
Yeah, flying up the stairs, like, obviously a race that's very strong or fast could be a possibility, not just jump to something that they won't have the technology for another 1,000 years.
Well, it turns out.
Except that he's got a data connection already. He's got that basis that there's some connection between her and Data.
I know, but I'm just saying, when you see those kind of impossible connections, I would think that Picard would start entertaining other possibilities.
Yeah, he's old, got dementia.
Okay, if that technology doesn't actually exist, and this
what's
painting,
the name of the disease that he's
yeah,
got?
yeah, like
He's
maybe
not
you start
sure
being like,
what's real.
Yeah, like I would.
That would be dementia, but okay.
That. No, like
no, there's a name they give it in the last episode.
Yeah, some syndrome.
Anyway.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, he might entertain other aspects, like
he's got
maybe
Bendilil syndrome. Bendi. Bendii.
That's what it is. Bendi.
Yeah. So he's talking to Agnes.
All right.
And it turns out that this research station that Agnes...
Hold on. Excuse me. Yeah, that is what Sarek has. He has Irumodic syndrome.
That's what it is. Irumodic syndrome. I remember now. Irumodic syndrome.
So anyway, we find out that the place where Agnes worked, the place that built all the synths that destroyed Mars.
Okay.
And now they're not allowed to build synths anymore.
I mean, that kind of makes sense. So they did kind of deal with that. Do they mention what they did with the existing synths?
I assume they got rid of them because now apparently violation of galactic treaty.
Genocide.
That's all they say. It's
hey man, Federation gonna commit a genocide at some point.
Picard presses, and so Agnes takes him. And there's B4.
Oh,
she has B4 in a drawer from Star Trek Nemesis.
Interesting.
But B4 is an imperfect copy, right? Like Data tried to download his consciousness into B4,
right?
But was unsuccessful.
And so they disassembled him.
Yeah, like they show the tray, like it's almost the same shot when you first find B4 like in his tray disassembled. Nobody has ever been able to figure out how to replicate data. The closest that anybody ever came was Bruce Maddox.
I remember that name.
Yeah, he's the one who tried to argue data was not a life form.
He's the one, like, was that like a season 1 thing where they're trying to like?
Well, you know that whole episode where Picard decides to go to court and argue that he's actually a sentient living being.
Yeah, it was a good.
That's
That was a
Bruce
very
Maddox.
Star Trek-y episode.
Yeah,
that
Bruce Maddox was the guy that was arguing on.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a pretty nice little nod.
Yeah, so that's Bruce Maddox.
Okay.
Apparently, he recruited Agnes to try to like recreate an actual data type positronic sentience.
Okay.
But they never quite managed it because, Mars.
Oh, once Mars happened, they had to quit the research.
Right.
Got it.
Agnes recognizes the necklace.
Wait, why is there an international treaty to stop doing it if the only people that got affected was the Federation?
It's galactic treaty.
A galactic treaty, like who?
That's all they say.
Who did they sign it with?
That's all they say is galactic.
What a stupid throwaway line.
And then you see B4 in a drawer.
Right. Just in a drawer chilling.
Yeah, B4 in a drawer.
It's funny because it rhymes.
Yep.
All right.
So anyway, Bruce Maddox and Agnes came close to replicating data.
What do they mean by close? Does she explain that?
No. But they do establish that in order to make any like significantly advanced android, they need to have some sort of access to Data's neural net, which was destroyed with Data.
When Data was destroyed. What about Lore's?
Who cares about Lore anymore?
Lore
got deactivated.
Lore, he got deactivated, but he was a more perfect copy.
No, he got deactivated.
Yeah, but
we don't talk about Lore anymore.
We talk about before, but
no, they didn't talk about Lore in Nemesis, so we're definitely not going to talk about.
Oh man,
he didn't get mentioned even once in Nemesis.
I know, but
I still think Star Wars is a convoluted plot line.
Oh my god.
So anyway, Picard shows Agnes the necklace.
Yeah.
And Agnes recognizes the symbol, 2 circles interlocked.
What do you mean she recognizes?
Because it's very complex and very distinct. Yeah.
Yeah. She explains that it is the symbol for fractal neuronic cloning.
Oh,
okay.
Which was an idea of Bruce Maddox.
Okay, wait. Let's unpack this.
Okay.
It's called fractal what?
Neuronic cloning.
Neuronic
cloning. And why if it's a fractal, why is it being symbolized by 2 round rings?
We'll get to that.
Fractal neuronic. Oh boy. Okay. And
So
why would they have
something...
a symbol? Why would they have a symbol for that?
We'll get to that. So this was an idea of Bruce Maddox.
Okay.
Right? To because basically the idea is that if they had even a single positronic neuron from Data, his entire code and memories could be reconstructed.
Wait, back up a second.
Data's code and
memories?
Yes. This was Bruce Maddox and Agnes had this idea that Data's code and memories could be reconstituted from a single positronic neuron.
Shut up. They
They
did not say and memories.
Yes. I even wrote that down in parentheses.
And
memories.
My God. That is so stupid.
Oh, no, hold on. This is a sci-fi precedent. This is a very clear, almost a Dune reference, where essentially they're talking about genetic memory, but they're talking about it for digital life forms.
Data doesn't have genetics. He's an android.
He's got digital genetics.
I didn't.
I
say
know,
genetics.
but you don't. No, the positronic net is meant to, a neural network is meant to imitate kind of like the human brain, where the memories are based on the interactions of all the neurons going on, or in this case, all the positrons going on.
No, the point is, Dustin.
Yeah.
The point is, if somehow,
Yeah.
if somebody were to have access to even a single positronic neuron from Data, then you could recreate Data's entire being.
Boom. Digital
Oh
genetics.
my God, that is. Wait.
And
Wait
so
a minute.
therefore,
No.
Oh
God. Oh God.
If the perfect android exists, by which I mean a flesh and blood android, if a perfect android exists, then that must mean that some of Data's quote essence may still be alive.
Why? Why would that have to follow?
Because Data has a soul, Dustin. Data has a soul.
But they have no way of knowing unless they're able to test Dodge.
Oh,
which sucks because she blew up.
Yeah, and it's being covered up. But why would that follow? It have to be from Data.
Because Bruce Maddox.
You didn't think there could be another Dr. Soon that could figure out what he did?
Soon.
Nope.
There's only one Dr. Soon.
Oh, so wait.
Dr. Soon is a wizard, man.
So this is what I was saying. Wait, you're telling me this is not Dodge was not actually Data's daughter that he built?
No, Bruce Maddox built that.
That possibly was Bruce Maddox.
Possibly based on Data's neuro whatever.
So if it's based on Data, how did Data know what his daughter was going to look like?
Oh, programming?
The collective quantum unconscious.
Maybe it's C++.
No, it's definitely Python.
Oh, okay.
And if
1 million lines of basic.
Oh.
0, go to soul.
Oh.
So anyway, they have no way of knowing without being able to Dodge. So the whole thing's a moot point because Dodge blew up.
Dodge blew up and is being covered up.
Now, Picard mentions offhand that Dodge was female. And so Agnes is like, female? Yes, I suppose you could make them that way.
What?
You mean like Data's daughter, Lol?
No, I'm talking about Dodge.
I know, but I'm just saying, why would that suddenly...
Agnes says, female. Yes, I suppose you could make them that way.
Because...
Picard said, them?
Wait, that's what Picard...
Picard says, them?
That's what Picard latches on to?
And Agnes says, yeah, they're created in pairs.
Why are they created in pairs?
Because positronic something or other.
Fractal dystopian.
Created as a pair.
And Picard seems very interested in the fact that there are potentially twins.
This is so stupid.
Picard says, twins?
Question mark?
Twins. And Picard looks very relieved at this and says, so there's another one.
So
cut to space. We are now back in deep space. Romulan subtitle: Romulan reclamation sites.
Romulan reclamation. Is this like
ominous music is playing?
Is this
you
where
see
all
a Romulan ship flying through a series of force fields?
Wait, a ship flying through a series of force fields?
Yep, to the Romulan reclamation site.
Okay.
All right, and then we see this Romulan dude. He's like a millennial Romulan with this big beard.
Okay, hold on. What the hell's wrong with big beards?
Well, it's not a big beard like yours. It's like close shaven.
Well, it's not a big
Oh,
beard.
it's one of those. Yeah, it's
Well,
a.
okay, he's got a beard though.
Okay.
He's got a mock.
Like
5
think
o'clock
like
shadow.
what is it in Discovery? Isn't there a Romulan beard?
No, it's Spock.
Oh, I thought that was a show with a Romulan with a short beard.
Hold on, searching.
Anyway, he looks like Theon Greyjoy.
Okay. Like before or after?
Sure.
No, I mean like before or after he was tortured.
Sure.
All right, never mind.
Why do I find a picture of Data with a beard? Anyone want to explain this shit to me?
Hang on. His name's Narek.
Okay.
If you want to find a picture of Narek,
Nerik?
Is this still the first episode?
Nerik?
I believe. Yeah, this is still the first episode. We're in the last little bit here. Boom. There you go. There's
Oh
the dude.
my god. I hate him.
He's a Romulan.
I hate him so much. Immediately, with his bangs and his
Hey.
little shitty beard.
Oh,
And he looks like Theon
is-
Greyjoy.
Okay, that's fair.
Bohemian Romulan.
You know, I was going to argue with the Theon Greyjoy reference, but no. This guy has
So he shows up.
that feeling.
He shows up. He's at the Romulan reclamation site, and he says, "Dr. Asher." And this lady turns around, and it's Daj. But it's not Daj,
Because she blew up.
because Daj blew up. This is somebody who looks like Daj.
Because they have to be made in pairs.
They're made in pairs.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
So the Romulan introduces himself as Narek. He's new.
Okay.
And he immediately flirts with Soji.
Who?
Wait, who's Soji?
Soji is her name.
Oh.
Oh, that's not Dodge, is Soji.
Right. Because Daj blew up.
Right. Not Dodge.
So he's immediately flirting with her. He
Okay.
mentions her necklace.
That's very.
Because Soji is wearing a necklace with, that diagram on it.
Oh,
Two-
my
Two
God.
interlocking
interlocking
circles, which is a
rings.
super distinct.
But it's always.
And she
everyone always
He
comments
explains
on-
that her father made it for her and that her twin sister has one just like it.
Wait, so Soji knows about Dodge, but
Yep.
Dodge didn't know about Soji?
Well, we don't know that Daj didn't know about Soji. Nothing was ever brought up one way or the other. That
Oh my god.
Narek continues flirting with her. It brings up something about like his dead father.
Because that's
Okay.
my first go-to. With
That's when I
Well,
go to
she
flirting
bites
is
into
my
it.
dead
She-
father.
She takes it hook, line, and sinker.
Gotcha.
Right, and he's like, oh, the last thing you want is to hear another sob story. And she's like,
Um,
guess again, and she's like totally into him.
she does not say guess again.
She says, guess again,
Oh,
and like gives
That is-
him a big
that
old
is peak
smile.
flirting. Right
gives him
there.
a big old
Guess
smile.
again.
They're flirting, and then camera slowly pans out, right, and then we get this big old sequence of panning out through different layers of this reclamation site, right? It pans
Okay.
out to like you get green lighting and like ships flying around, and it pans out, and suddenly you're in outer space, and you see it's a friggin' Borg cube.
What?
They're on a Borg cube. The Romulan reclamation site is a freaking Borg cube. It's like derelict and ruined with like force fields covering parts of it. And that's how the episode ends.
God damn it.
There is so much stupid in here I mean, just the idea of a flesh and blood android would have to have Data's essence.
And the
Or the
twin sister.
fact that it has to be made and there has to make two of them.
So the premise of the season.
Oh my god.
The premise of the season is Picard is tracking down this other girl. Soji. Because he doesn't know if she's even still alive.
He doesn't even know if she's still alive. Doesn't
He doesn't
even
know
if she's
about her.
really
All Picard
android.
knows. All Picard knows is that there was Daj and she died, and that there's.
Let's be
potentially a
clear.
second
She
one.
exploded.
She exploded,
Mhm.
Yeah, and he doesn't even really. I mean,
and there's
he's jumping
potentially
to
a
the
second Daj
conclusion.
out there.
Yeah, he is jumping to the conclusion that she is an android.
But it's the correct conclusion. That's what the whole season is built on.
Aye.
Because
Oy.
the rest of the season is Picard builds a ragtag bunch of people
Oh,
to go
no.
and
Really?
help him out with
Why
it.
does he have to get ragtag people? Why can't he just get a transport to the reclamation site?
Oh, he tries.
Well, he doesn't know.
Why does he?
He doesn't know where she
He
is.
tries.
Okay,
He tries.
I guess that's true.
But then the Federation is like, "Fuck you, Picard. We're not going to help you."
Yeah,
It's
Wait.
hubris.
because Space Trump is power.
Wait.
Hubris.
I mean, why does he book passage, not get a ship?
He tries.
Okay.
So,
But then the
We're-
Federation is like, "No."
Okay.
so wait,
We're getting
wait,
ahead
wait,
of
wait.
ourselves.
Hold on.
Hang on.
The Federation is restricting people's travel now?
Only Picard.
That's still no. That's not how this works.
Well, no, it's not. They're not like restricting his travel. It's just like he tells them what he wants to try to do, and they're like, "No, no."
Let's get into this next time because you said this is the end of episode 1. And we
Yeah,
are
yeah.
far
And
enough.
episode 1 ends with
Yes.
the revelation that the Romulan reclamation site is a Borg cube,
Dun dun dun.
God.
and the whole season may or may not end up with the suggestion that the Romulans created the Borg in the first place. But we're not going to go into that right now.
Wait, what?
I said,
Oh no!
No. No.
I said we're not going to go into